Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a bit of a different video. So if you don't know me, you wouldn't know that I'm obsessed with unsolved mysteries, unsolved murders. I love Bella Fiore's videos, Shane Dawson's videos, and I'm also recently obsessed with the My Favourite Murder podcast. I love podcasts for when I'm driving or just on the bus on the way to uni, and I listen to it constantly. It's honestly an obsession, but I'll link all the things I just mentioned down below if, like me, you are a little bit obsessed and interested. So I thought I would have a go at filming my own kind of mystery video. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I will give it my best shot. So if you do like this and you would like to see more, then please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and comment down below any cases you'd like me to do next or have a go at. I'm thinking of making this like a monthly series, not weekly, because it does take a lot of research and I'm very busy with university, but I think I could manage monthly, maybe calling it monthly mysteries or mystery moments. Yeah, let me know what you think anyway, if you think this is something I should do again and if you enjoyed it. So today's case that we're going to talk about is the unsolved murder of JonBenét Ramsey. It is a very, very popular case, and I'm sure lots of you will have heard about it and will have your own theories and opinions, so please do leave them in the comment down below, because I won't be able to talk about everything because I don't want this video to be too long, so I won't be able to mention everything, but I will try and give you as much information as I can. So JonBenét Ramsey was born on the 6th of August 1990 to parents John and Patsy Ramsey, and she also had a brother called Burke. Now, her father John was a very wealthy and very successful businessman, and they lived in a huge house. I think it could be classed as a mansion, but it was a huge house anyway, with loads of rooms in Boulder, Colorado. And JonBenét was a beauty pageant queen, as her mother Patsy had been when she was younger herself. So talking of the night in question then, which was the night that JonBenét was sadly murdered. So the night was December 26th, 1996, so the day after Christmas 1996. I was only 3 months old, so obviously I don't remember any of this, but ever since I learned about this case I've just been fascinated with it, so that's why I wanted to talk about it. So at this time in 1996, JonBenét herself was 6 years old and her brother Burke was 9 years old. So it said that the family got home from a meal at a family friend's house, like a Christmas meal, and Patsy, JonBenét's mother, claimed that she put JonBenét straight to bed. So Patsy goes to check on her daughter in the morning, I think it's early hours of the morning, and yeah, 5:52 a.m. and she finds a ransom note on the kitchen staircase, and JonBenét is nowhere to be found. Patsy rings the police at 5:52 a.m, as I just said, and exclaims that her daughter has gone missing. She also called her family and friends as well as the police, and people came over to support her and to look out for her and to see if there was anything they could do to help. Police arrived in 3 minutes and looked around the house, and there was no sign at all of forced entry. Officer Rick French began searching the house, and he went down to the basement, which was secured with a wooden latch, so he left it, he didn't go inside, he just carried on searching the rest of the house. So the police cordoned off JonBenét's bedroom as a crime scene, but the rest of the house was not cordoned off, so that was open. So there were lots of people, as I said, family and friends came around, so there were a lot of people in the house, and we know now that that causes contamination of evidence, and it was not cordoned off properly as a crime scene. So there are some rumours going around that the police force didn't have their most experienced officers on the job because it was Christmas. It was the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, so maybe they didn't have the best officers on, or they weren't prepared for something like this, which obviously you always should be, but there are rumours of police mishaps, stuff that wasn't quite right within the force, and things like that that may play into the poor searching in the case, which we'll go on to talk a bit about later. I'm going to go back to talk about the ransom note that Patsy found on the kitchen staircase. So this ransom note was 2.5 pages long, which, if you can imagine, if you broke in to kidnap a child, why would you hang around? Why would you write that note? And why would you bother making it so long, basically, when you could have said it in a page or even half a page or a few words? The ransom note demanded $118,000 for the return of JonBenét, who was said to be still alive in the ransom note. And this is bizarre because this is almost the exact amount that John Ramsey, JonBenét's father, had been paid for a Christmas bonus, and there were only a select few people within the company or the family who would have known this amount of money, and that is what he got for his bonus. Also, these people were millionaires, I think, or very, very rich anyway, if not millionaires, so why wouldn't they ask for more? Why wouldn't they ask for more money, not just 118,000? Like, considering the wealth that these people had, it doesn't seem like a lot of money to ask of them. The strange thing about the ransom note was that it was actually written within the house with a pen and paper from the Ramsey's house. So again, why would you stop at a crime scene if you're just giving yourself more chance to be caught, more chance to leave fingerprints and evidence and things? So it's very, very bizarre. The police suspected it was staged just from, I think, the language used and the fact that it was written within the house, and everything about it was just very bizarre. So now we're going to move on to talk about the discovery of JonBenét's body. So later on in the afternoon, about 1 p.m, John and his friend were sent off by the police to search the house. I believe they said just, oh, take your mind off things, go and search the house again, to give them something to do because they felt so helpless, which is understandable. So they started in the basement, which may or may not be a bit suspicious. The basement is where they found JonBenét's body. Now this bit is very sad, obviously the whole case is very sad, so I won't make it too graphic. I'm not going to put in pictures because it's a very sensitive issue, but I will tell you how she was found. So JonBenét was found with duct tape covering her mouth, nylon cords wrapped around her wrists and her neck, and covered in a white blanket. And later Patsy said that she was not wearing the clothes that she was put to bed in. And so John runs in, sees his daughter's body, picks her up and takes her into the living room, obviously contaminating evidence further, but I guess that's what you do. You can't imagine how you'd be in a situation like that, so you can't judge anything based on that, but that's what he did. So the autopsy findings show that JonBenét was killed by strangulation, and she also had blunt force trauma to her head and a skull fracture. And sexual assault was not ruled out by the coroner, the person who does the autopsy, I think it's the coroner. And the death was ruled a homicide. A garrote had been used to strangle her, made from a nylon cord and a handle of a paintbrush, and part of the paintbrush handle has actually never been found to this day. And another interesting fact about the autopsy was undigested pineapple was found in JonBenét's stomach, and we'll come on to talk a bit about that later on. The first theory is that Patsy, her mother, murdered her. As said before, Patsy was a child pageant queen like JonBenét herself, so there were rumours that Patsy was very pushy and very forceful with JonBenét to be in that industry, I guess, and that she was a very intense stage mum, and there were questions of abuse. I've heard things about JonBenét having her hair dyed blonde by her mother, and some people see that as child abuse. There's many rumours of child abuse within the family, not just from the mother, but we'll talk about some others later. So the theory goes that Patsy was frustrated with JonBenét for some reason and pushed her or hit her, and she hit her head. They then decided to cover it up and make it look like a child molester. So something to back up this theory was the handwriting of the ransom note. Now all the members of the Ramsey family, I believe, submitted handwriting, and it was compared to the ransom note to see if it was possible that any of them could have written it. And Patsy's handwriting was the only one in the family that was not ruled out and was shown to have similarities to the handwriting in the ransom note. Also, as we mentioned earlier, JonBenét was found with undigested pineapple in his stomach, and Patsy had claimed to know nothing about this, said she'd not eaten pineapple. However, there was a bowl of pineapple in the kitchen and it had Patsy's fingerprints on it. So on to the next suspect, or theory. These people are not official police suspects, they have been ruled out, but yeah, I should call it theories. On to the next theory. The theory goes that her father John murdered her. There were whispers of sexual abuse or a child paedophile ring. The theory goes that John accidentally hit her head or got frustrated with her and hit her on the head, or pushed her and she fell against something and hit her head, and then the family tried to cover it up. And just a suspicious thing to note was that John tried to book a plane elsewhere, I'm not quite sure where, but he was trying to book a plane journey away from Boulder, Colorado on the day that JonBenét's body was discovered, which may seem a bit odd. The next theory is that her brother Burke killed her because he was jealous because JonBenét got all the attention, she was so popular, and he just snapped one day and hit her over the head and killed her. Then the family tried to cover it up because they'd already lost one of their children, they didn't want the other to go to jail. One point that may support this theory is that 2 holes were found in JonBenét's neck, and they originally suspected it to be a taser, but it was then shown that a train track, like toy train track, that Burke owned had similar spaced holes in it. You can find pictures of this online, I'm not going to put them in because they are very upsetting, but the holes of the train track actually match the holes in JonBenét's neck, so it's suspicious that that's Burke's train track, so that's where the link is with that. In his police interview, people said that Burke's answers sounded very rehearsed and he used phrases that a 9-year-old wouldn't typically use, like "I do not recall" and things like that. He also came out and did an interview about 20 years after the case in 1996, so that would have been 2016, and people said that he was acting very strangely in the interview. He was smiling and laughing, and I've seen clips of it myself, and I've got to say it is very unsettling, but I guess people deal differently and people react differently, so it's not evidence or anything, it's just something to note. Now we're going to move on to the last theory, which is Santa Claus, or Bill McReynolds. Bill McReynolds was a family friend who knew JonBenét very well, and he played Santa Claus at their annual Christmas party. So at this party, I believe it was on Christmas Eve, but I'm not 100% sure, but at this party he gave JonBenét a card, and the card said, "You will receive a special gift after Christmas," which doesn't prove anything, but it's obviously very unsettling and quite creepy considering what happened to JonBenét after Christmas. Bill McReynolds' wife actually wrote a play with similar circumstances where a girl disappeared and then ended up in a basement, so that's just something interesting to note. Also, Bill McReynolds' daughter also disappeared years earlier under similar circumstances, I believe, but I didn't really look into that, so if you'd like to look into it and let me know, then please comment down below. There was also a false confession from a teacher who was obsessed with the case, and they believe this is why he confessed, because it was proven that he wasn't anywhere near Colorado at the time, and it was thought that he was just so obsessed with the case that he just wanted to be involved. So there are all the facts and all the theories that I selected for this video. I hope you found this interesting, and please let me know which theory you believe down below, because it's just such a bizarre case, and it's so upsetting, and it would just be amazing if they could work out what happened and give the family closure, and yeah, that would be amazing. So let me know which theories you believe, and if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up so I know to do more, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!